Waking up in the flower bed, the sun is up, table set, we eat and drink. Body and bread, blood and wine, there's a time to live, time to die, and a time to be. Slow down and listen for a heartbeat.
I cannot for the life of me remember to shut the dang chicken door. And you know, what hurts even more is I bought a automatic chicken door. I just haven't put it on yet. You guys, first of all, it's early morning. Second of all, I have poison ivy. I don't know if it's going to convey on camera, but it's all on my neck. It's in my right ear. It's all over, like, my top lip. I've been traipsing around the woods trying to find that very first mushroom for days, and I'm paying the consequence of having a small dog that also traipses around the woods with me and then comes back and sits on my lap and rubs all over me. So, if I look a little crusty, it's because I got crusty poison ivy blisters on my face. Yay. The main reason I brought the camera this morning was because Miss Honey looked like last night she might have been going into early labor. Is there a calf reveal? I kind of doubt it. You look pretty normal. For some reason, hay bales like that, fresh ones, remind me of cinnamon rolls. And the girls always eat the middle first, which everyone knows is the best part of a cinnamon roll. And I would like to think that the middle part of the hay is their cinnamon roll. So. I don't often bring the camera to the barn with me in the morning just because I enjoy staying in my pajamas for as long as possible. And I look like Adam Sandler in my pajamas. But I'm getting pretty comfortable on the internet by now. Fit check. None of these clothes are mine. You know it, but it's okay. Did you have to lay down right in front of the gate? And she's so pregnant. Now I feel bad for making her get up. Hello, Miss Nibby.
Got the thunder under her command. She got the lightning in the palm of her hand, and the now first sound we can make it. And I can feel her breathing now.
Just gonna sit here and eat breakfast next to my incubator because this is a real farmhouse where the floors are dirty and we have an incubator on the dining room table. But I did get a new toy and I'm going to make a video about it when they hatch. And I'm having a great time. We had such a gloriously warm weekend that this feels so nasty. It's like 40 right now, but it actually feels like 34, and I actually feel like I'm dying, and I'm not being dramatic. I love spring, but I hate the fact that it goes back and forth all the time. Like, I just want it to be warm and stay warm. You can't give me a little bit of sunshine and warm weather and then take it away. That's so rude. But anyway, so now I'm doing tasks to prep for tonight because it's going to be below freezing for the first time in a while. And I have warm weather things in the greenhouse right now because it's that time. Tomorrow's April 1st, and that's insane. And I feel so behind, but I'm doing what I can. So I'm going to have to get all of my things prepped. Luckily, I'm leaving my peppers in the basement under grow lights until in my 2-week forecast there's no threat of like below freezing because it's just so hard on those little baby peppers, and I can't really keep my greenhouse heated, so I do what I can. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm covering up my dahlias. So I finished splitting all my dahlias this weekend, which is why I didn't film a video because it's boring and I needed to get that done. But I have to cover these little babies up because they don't want to be frozen. Some of these are not viable. These are my home. I grew these dahlias from seed. Look, they're trying to grow. Cover up my face and I'll focus on this. Hopefully. Some of them look better than others. These are pretty ugly. I don't know if they'll grow, but I'll leave them in here anyway. I go back and forth all the time on whether I want to fuss with the dahlias because they're beautiful, yes, but they require a lot of maintenance, and I am not a high maintenance girl. Now, normally, I'm going to be propagating dahlias this year because I lost a lot in a hard freeze last year. So now I'm just trying to regain my stock. And normally, I would plant them, put them in a 10-20 tray like this. And I would have them sticking up out so I could see the shoot and so I could peel it off. So I could prick it off and put it, in its own pot. But for tonight's sake, I'm just going to go through and cover them all completely because it's only going to be under freezing for a little while. It's not like it's going to be like a whole day of it. So the soil's not going to freeze, and they'll be nice and insulated if they're in some soil and not poking out of the top. So I'll probably go through at a later date and pull these out, but at least this way they'll be protected. Next. Thank you. Next. I live in a place that's pretty unpredictable in the shoulder seasons. So, like spring and fall, constantly, we're in a dance of temperatures going up and down and up and down and up and down. Right now, we're in the up and down. So, what that means for baby plants, these guys would be perfectly fine with the nighttime temperatures. They're cool weather crops anyway. I've got like broccolini and cabbage and broccoli and chard, onions, asparagus. By the way, I'm doing a different thing with my onions this year and I'm not real sure how I feel about it. They're all flopped over because I heard somewhere that we're not supposed to be cutting the tops of my onion seedlings, which I've always done. So who knows? I'm trying it, but it just looks like a hot mess. But these are literally 1,000 onions right there. So one of these asparagus guys is seeds that I got from Baker Creek. As you can see, I labeled the seeds now with the packet. It's just like the regular Washington asparagus. And then the other one is seeds from a wild asparagus I found growing in a ditch like a couple miles from my house, and I literally made my husband stop the truck so that I could get out and take seeds of it because It's already growing great in my area, so I might as well propagate what's already growing. Now, what I need to keep in mind for the spring is remember that it's there so that I can go harvest the wild asparagus, because it's not at anyone's house. It's like literally in a field ditch. So that will be fun. I'll take you guys with me if I go like a crazy person on the side of the road to get this asparagus. Actually, I found 2 different patches way far away from each other, but I didn't mark the second one, so we'll see if I can find it. Won't that be a fun treasure hunt? Anyway, I gotta put the frost cloth on this now. Thank goodness I'm not really selling that much this year, because I've already got mixed-up tags and stuff. But now, everyone who's a little frost tender is tucked away for the night. All of my little plant babies look just fine. My tomatoes are just now coming up. Happy belated birthday, little guys. These, I hate these tags, but it was literally all that they had at the store. And I just have this feeling that all my tags by the time I'm going to be planting out are going to be so messed up from the on and the off of the cover. But it's just what you got to do in the early season. I did have a tiny little heater going last night. I bought this on Amazon a couple of years ago, and it's still doing the job. Would it heat this entire place? No, but I strategically put it on the ground for one, because heat rises, and then I'm pushing the air this way, and I cover it with the frost cloth too, making sure not to touch it, because I definitely don't want to light this place on fire, but I want to trap some heat in, and that works. Just because I'm not trying to grow in here super early. But the things that got frosted, that are fine to get frosted, are perfectly fine. It's just so nice to see some green in here. We're having a very long winter and a cold, wet spring. And so it's taking a while for things to green up. So I do like what I see. It's a little later in the day now. We're back from piano lessons. Oh, don't you hate, as a homebody, when you have something that you have to do in the middle of the day, it just throws your entire day off? Because I had plans at home, and then you have to stop them. Like the basket I started earlier, and I thought I was going to be done with it in like 2 hours. That's definitely not the case. But it is what it is. I hate when my freaking well pressure won't stay constant, and I'm about to drown these little... I think I'm going to switch to a different water. Your girl got options, because I have visited the greenhouse store recently, and now I got 2 sprayers. Maybe this one will be a little more gentle on these little baby plants. If you've been here very long, you know I love the soil blocks, and I really don't have any problem with them staying together after the plants get going, because the roots of the plants is really what holds it all together. It's just in the very beginning, when there's really no plants in there, or they're really itty bitty tiny babies, that I don't want to like spray them apart, which I was about to do with the other one. Too much water pressure. I also Don't want to spray the electrical. You know, I was just talking about how I'm really downsizing this year. I started 500 tomato plants. So, oh, that's not downsizing at all now, is it? But I can't help it. It got out of hand so fast. I'm trying a couple different ground cherries because I cannot for the life of me find my ground cherry seeds. And I know that I had some. I've been growing the same. I bought 1 pack of ground cherry seeds in 2020, I think. And I've just been saving and growing those. And I'm pretty sure it was the pineapple variety. And I cannot find my saved seeds. So I figured that was a good excuse to buy more seeds. So I've got a couple different varieties. Not that, I doubt that they taste that much different from my experience. But we shall see. I've got Aunt Molly's and Mary's. So we'll see which lady has the better ground cherry. Shall we? Now I'm starting seeds, and there's 105 in this tray, and would anyone ever need 105 ground cherry plants? Absolutely not. But I always have this fear of not having enough. So I'm like, well, if I plant 20, what if I hate it? Then you have to wait a whole year to plant more. I guess it's like the equivalent of when your kids grow up and move out and now you don't know how to cook a meal for just 2 people. That's what it feels like to me right now. Like, well, I'm used to planting in mass and I don't know how to plant for just my family. I always go overboard. And that goes along the lines of having a scarcity mindset, which isn't great, but it's what I got. It's not completed, and I'm honestly getting frustrated. It's 7 p.m. First of all, this is only the 3rd thing I've ever weaved. You can see how it's a little wonky. It's a little like not a circle, but it's close enough. But in learning a new skill, obviously you're not going to master it even the first probably a handful of times. So I'm giving myself grace because I like things with character anyway. I like it to be a little crooky. I like to call it whimsy. This basket is full of whimsy. It's whimsical. It has character. You can tell someone hand wove it, which is all of my favorite qualities. But it's really frustrating me right now because I can't get more sticks in there to wrap the handle, and so I'm just going to take a break for a minute before I lose my mind. Also, oh my gosh, it's getting so much worse. Look at this. It's so swollen. I now have 2 patches of poison ivy on my face. It's on my forehead. It's over here. It's on my neck. So, while I really want to push through and get this basket done, I kept breaking the edges because I'm out of patience, which also happens on a long project. But, but I think this is where I leave you. I'm going to go take an oatmeal bath and smear it all over my face. And hope that it looks better tomorrow, but in my experience with poison ivy, tomorrow it's not going to look better, and it's not going to be better. And I'm definitely not going to stay out of the woods, but I might go in there and take a shower and bathe Mo, because I'm pretty sure this is what did that to me. So, this is where I leave you. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.